As we continue to talk about wildfire in rural areas, I want to remind everybody about liquefied petroleum gas, LPG. Most rural areas will run on LPG, and we need to know how to maintain the storage tank. The storage tank should be clear of vegetation and trees. You should probably identify your tank with your street numbers so emergency first responders can shut it down and they know it's connected to your home. And you should know how to operate the valve so you can shut it down before you leave. LPG can be vulnerable to impingement of fire, meaning that if a wildfire dwells on it for a long enough period of time, the steel can fail and the tank can skyrocket. I want you to know where the shutoff valve is for your propane tank. It's normally at the top of the tank under this bell. You can lift it up, you'll find a faucet mechanism, shut that off tight. That'll ensure that the gas is not flowing out of the tank in the event of a fire and will not do any damage in your house. When you're making your emergency plan, remember to include your propane tank in the areas that you'll put fire gel on. If you're using fire gel, that will protect the propane tank and insulate it from any sparks and fire. More and more people are investing in a generator. A generator will automatically start, run off your propane tank, and supply your entire house. If you choose not to evacuate but stay with your home, it's imperative that you have power and communication. Even if you do evacuate, it will keep your food from going bad, your security systems running, your fire alarm systems running. It's a good investment. As we continue to talk about important things on your list for wildfire emergency, I want to remind you just a little bit about the red flag warning and what it involves. The red flag is a combination of high temperatures, high winds, and low humidity. Low humidity, or RH, fosters a spark to grow into a large fire. We've looked at the roof sprinkler system, and during my experiments on a low humidity day, when the RH was below 10, we took readings around the house to confirm that. Then we ran the sprinkler system until the sides of the house were wet and the humidity went up to 60%. 60% will almost guarantee that a spark will not ignite a new wildfire. So humidity is important, and you need to remember what makes a red flag warning and that your roof sprinkler system and irrigation can keep the RH in the area of your home at a high enough level to keep a new fire from igniting. Another tip in your wildfire preparedness plan is to know your emergency power shutoff. Make sure you have the street numbers of your house on it to identify it for first responders in the event they have to shut off the power for your house, and you be familiar with the inside of it and where the main breakers are in the event that you have an electrical emergency and you need to cut the power off. One of the problems during a wildfire is communications goes away. It's so important that you stay in touch with emergency services and your loved ones. We lose landlines and cell service. Cell service may work great on normal times. Emergency services gets priority during a wildfire. You can't depend on cell service. We're going to talk just a little bit about ham radio and citizen band. There are radios out there for average person to communicate with emergency facilities and neighbors, and it's something that you might want to think about investing in. People can easily get a simple ham license or a citizens band license so that you can operate these radios. Think about emergency communications. Think about how you're going to talk from your home when everybody else is trying to talk at the same time and systems go down due to power interruption and wildfire. You may also want to invest in a more powerful base station for your home with a large external antenna that will give you more range.